So the Mueller report may have said that there's no evidence of Trump colluding with the Russian government when it comes to the election, but that doesn't mean that there's no collusion, because there's a lot of collusion with Trump and his team, and a variety of actors who I would call bad faith actors and special interests. And this is stuff that, unfortunately, in the midst of the Russiagate madness, stories like this, I'm sure that you haven't heard at all in mainstream outlets. They really don't talk about stuff like this, and my contention all along has been that this is where the real story is, because this is directly impacting people's lives in a devastating way, and it shows that Donald Trump is massively corrupt, but it's just not really discussed. So Judd Legum, who's now with the outlet Popular Information, reported on a story that, again, is not getting any coverage. Look at this. The nation's payday lenders are at Trump National Doral in Miami today. This was a week or two ago. They're at Trump National Doral, Miami today playing golf. It costs $450 per round. Wow. They can afford it. Trump just gutted basic borrower protections imposed by Obama. The change is worth $7 billion annually to payday lenders. So, I'm going to give you some more information on this in a second. But understand, this is why the general rule is, it's accepted that presidents shouldn't have sprawling business interests, because it's so easy to be corrupted. Now, the rule is, under U.S. law, Trump cannot accept money from foreign governments at his businesses. Is he doing that? Yes. He's doing it with Saudi Arabia at his hotel in Washington, D.C., where he's accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then in turn, of course, he gives them $100 billion weapons deal, and among many other things, helping them in terms of refueling missions for the genocide they're committing in Yemen. Same thing, Israel's done the same thing and bought influence and, given Jared Kushner millions of dollars from Israeli banks, and they turn around and do everything they can and give Israel everything they want, including moving the embassy to Jerusalem, among other things. So that's actually illegal, and more specifically, unconstitutional. That's called the Emoluments Clause, and Trump is in violation of the Emoluments Clause, and there's 2 court cases that have proceeded, and, if there's a fair shake in the cases, yeah, he's going to be found guilty of violating the Emoluments Clause, which is an impeachable offense. It is. Again, the wisdom of whether or not you should impeach is a different question, but in terms of is that impeachable and is he guilty? It is impeachable, and he is guilty. Okay. But that's not, when it comes to actual business interests of the president and special interests exploiting that, I don't think that's technically illegal. But it should be. Now, why should it be? Because of this. So, what are they doing? Payday lenders, they're not dumb. You think they chose, we just chose, Trump National Doral because we rolled the dice and found out, hey, we would all like this course the most. No, it's fucking strategic. They're not dumb. They're going, if we give him a lot of money by having our events at his golf courses, and it is a lot of money, well, then he's more likely to take our phone calls, and he's more likely to do what we want him to do. And you don't even have to say it. The technicality people get you on this front is they'll go, well, what's the quid pro quo? In other words, where's the audio recording of Trump behind closed doors with predatory payday lender executives where they're like, okay, we will give you X amount, and in return, you do this, this, and this for us. You're not going to find that. But you don't need to, because our entire political system is built on this kind of corruption. And what they do is, they know, hey, we'll just give him a shitload of money at his various businesses, and then in turn, we know what they're going to do. We know they're going to look out for us in terms of policy. So, beyond this, we covered the story previously. For Trump's inauguration, you know how much money he took from predatory payday lenders? $1 million at his inauguration. Now, you think they gave that to them for shits and giggles? Because they agree with Trump's abortion policy or something? They knew what they were getting in return. So in return, what did Donald Trump do? He scrapped the Obama-era regulations that were just about to be implemented, by the way. And he also dropped federal court cases against the predatory payday lenders because they're often breaking the law and doing illegal things. And there was a giant court case that was proceeding against them, brought by the federal government. He dropped it. He dropped the case, scrapped the new regulations, and now they're charging over 400%, and there's no rules. It's just fucking wild, wild west. There's your collusion. Now, what's going to sell better with the American public? Continuing to double down and push Russiagate when Mueller's report concluded there's, quote, no evidence of collusion. That's not Barr. That's a quote from Mueller in Barr's summary. A quote from Mueller. No evidence of collusion. You want to keep talking about that, where people don't even see how that connects to their daily lives and your whole theory just is up in smoke? Or do you want to talk about how people's lives are materially being impacted in a disgusting way where they're getting, they're getting shook down by this giant predatory payday loan institution. And they're getting away with screwing you. And Trump is on their side. What happened? Donald Trump used to say, the little man and woman or something like that will never be forgotten again. And this is, not only are they forgotten, he's actively robbing them. He didn't have to drop those cases. He didn't have to get rid of those regulations, but he did. I wonder why he did. Could be because he's corrupt and he took money from them. So for everybody who's like a Trump lover, however few of them are in my audience, there's no defending this. If you defend this, you're just sad. That's what you are. Because the facts are clear as day. We see what he's doing. We know what he's doing. He's colluding not just with the predatory payday loan industry. He's colluding with for-profit health insurance companies. He's colluding with military-industrial complex. Fucking Pompeo and Bolton in his administration. He is the quintessential establishment president doing the bidding of the moneyed interests. Those are the facts. And in the same way the facts may say no collusion with Russia, he is colluding with all the corrupt special interests and working against the interests of the American people.